another rendition of Tea with T.E.C. Tea with T.E.C. Tea with T.E.C. That's right. Hey, everyone, and welcome to Tea with T.E.C. My name is Candace Battle, and I am the owner of the event company. I am a master certified wedding planner and ambassador through the Bridal Society, the leading wedding planning certification program in the world, and the largest membership of certified wedding planners and venues. We at the Bridal Society know how important hiring an educated wedding planner is. The Bridal Society is a wedding planner lifestyle membership and a certification program focused on raising the standards in the industry and ensuring that all couples have an opportunity to have the wedding day of their dreams. I am so excited because today I am talking to Nicole Saunderson, who is one part of Dreamscape Photography and Video. Welcome, Nicole.
Hey. Hi.
Thank you so much for being here.
Of course, glad to be here.
So why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your company?
Well, I'm Nicole, as you said, and I am one of the owners of Dreamscape Photography and Video. The other owner is my husband. Luckily, we work well together. We do wedding photography and video. We have been in the industry since about 2015, so we've been around a little while, and we enjoy working with all our couples and really being able to document their day so they can relive it as like the time goes on.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what inspired you to enter the wedding industry?
You know, honestly, it's kind of a crazy story. So we have always enjoyed doing photography. And we saw photos from one of our friends' parents' wedding, and we were like, oh, like we felt bad because they were kind of like not the best. And I was like, I don't like to see that happen to people. So we decided we would like enter the ring. I know. And so we did some learning on like people and the wedding industry, and we decided to jump in and learn as much as we could. And here we are today.
Awesome. And what's one thing that you wish you knew when you started?
One thing we wish we knew, honestly, that would have been networking more. When in the beginning, we were just trying to meet people and, you know, get like more jobs so our portfolio would grow. But I wish we would have met more vendors first, because networking with vendors really builds a relationship with everybody. And, you know, like if it's going to be a good event that you have like somebody you've worked with before, or like, for example, when we work a wedding with you, we know because you're a certified planner that like it's going to go smooth, and we don't have to worry about certain things that say you wouldn't have to, like that we would worry about when there's not a planner there. Right. So that's networking is something we wish we would have done earlier on.
Yeah, and it's just that level of comfortability, but you're so on point with that. Like networking is a really, really big deal, and it keeps you front of mind for people when their clients are asking for referrals, no matter who the professional is, whether it's a cake person or, you know, photo and video like yourself. If your client already has all of these things, but maybe doesn't have the planner, then it's great, you know, for them to ask you for recommendations. And then for you to know, oh, I just met such and such at this networking event, and I'm really looking forward to working with them. So yeah, you're spot on with that.
Absolutely.
So tell me about the best compliment that you received regarding your work. I know I tell you you're amazing all the time, but besides me.
Honestly, one of the best things that we've had told to us, besides, you know, like, oh, we love our pictures, all that good stuff. It makes our hearts happy to hear that. We never want to hear anything else besides that. But one of the most, like the nicest thing that made me feel really good about what we're doing is when a bride told us after she got her wedding pictures that we really made her feel beautiful. And just like that, because she doesn't get dressed up a lot and, you know, that type of stuff. And she said, thank you for making me feel beautiful. And I was like, wow, that like really hit home. And I was like, we're doing something right. Like, cause we, you know, that was probably the best compliment that we've got. Like
that's so nice, especially since, you know, they have their hair and their makeup, and
yeah,
she wasn't even thinking that. She was just like, oh, these pictures They make me look
Right.
so
And
good.
like we were her hype girl for the day. So like, you know, to know that like we did our job, I think that was a good feeling.
Yeah, for sure. And so how many weddings do you take a year?
Well, so in the past, we did like we were working full-time jobs and doing it part-time, but in the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, which I know was great timing, but nonetheless, we decided to go full-time with it. So now, post all 2020 times, we're doing, I'd say, anywhere between 3 to 5 weddings a month. So just varies between like 20 to 35, I'd say, depending on whether it's like smaller weddings. Sometimes we're there for only a couple hours, so it's not as taxing, if you will, for us. So we could say, oh yeah, we could take on another wedding for the month rather than it being like, say, a 10-hour day, because we try to dedicate our, you know, we don't want to overdo it, so we're not fully present for each couple.
Right. I know
Yeah.
that feeling when you take
Yes.
more than you can handle and you're like here, but you're not here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like my body is here, but that's it.
Right, exactly. And so out of all of those weddings, how many do you work? How many do you do where you work with a certified wedding planner?
Luckily, the majority these days have been with certified wedding planners, which is a huge thing because we definitely feel the lack of presence when they're not there. So I would say the majority have them, thankfully.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. We're coming up. We're coming up, Nicole.
Coming on up, right?
So, can you tell me when a mishap took place where a wedding planner was not hired?
Honestly, not even like a certain instance, just the overall like repeating factor when there's not a certain like a wedding planner there. Typically is like the timeline not going on. And we all know weddings run behind, like even the best of the best, like weddings happen. But like we've had weddings that just go so far off that like it affects our job, because then we usually have to like crunch like for photos or video, like where if we had, let's say, 40 minutes for something, and then we get knocked down to like 10 because everybody's in a rush or like they want to have dinner. So the most common thing I would say is timeline, and then just the small little details. Like for example, we'll have like they want to do cake cutting, there's no plate or silverware there, and it's like, okay guys, let's scramble and get something together, because like we don't mind helping by any means, but like that's not our on our like, you know, list of responsibilities type of thing. To okay, we got to make sure there's plate and silverware there for the cake.
Right. Yeah. No, I totally get it.
Yeah.
And that has definitely happened to me. I used to work at some venues, and I always made sure there was a plate and a fork. But you know, sometimes people just forget. So I completely understand. But that's interesting that that would be something that you would point out. So on the opposite end, what situation can you describe where certified wedding planners actually saved the day?
Well, you might be familiar with this, but there's a situation. We were working a wedding with you actually, and there was the venue notified us that the reception had to end early, and the timeline had to totally change by like an hour. So it wasn't even like a 10-minute difference. And honestly, you wouldn't have never known, because the day just kept on going flawless, and there was enough time for everything, photo, video. The couple enjoyed themselves, and it was like nothing ever happened. That's the difference right there.
Yeah, that day was crazy. And it's kind of like, what are you going to do? Like, you try to make sure that your couple has the best day ever, but some things and I try as much as I can to make sure that whatever happens behind the scenes, they don't find out about. Unfortunately, this was something that they had to find out about. And I just didn't understand why we didn't know this in advance. But some quick thinking, we kept going, we made it work. And I had the dream team of vendors that day. So kudos to you for heading out and getting down there as quickly as you did. Everybody was rush, but we made it work. And that was the best day of their lives. And it was awesome. So thank you so much for that. So I'm sure I already know the answer to this, but do you wish that all your couples hire a certified wedding planner?
100%. And I'll tell you why. Because like I said before, with like the timeline, that's just like, I mean, that's important stuff, but that's just fine. Or just overall, like in the photography world, there's people like just can buy a camera and then call themselves a photographer, a professional photographer. Same, like people like, oh, I want to do like wedding planning or coordinating, stuff like that. Doesn't mean that they know like all the skills, or like, you know, they might be organized, but when you take somebody who has the initiative to educate themselves and to invest into themselves and their business, it really is going to have a big effect, because the experience that comes with it and the education and the support of the network that help with it, that when you have a wedding, for example, when the venue tells you stuff's got to change within an hour, it goes seamless. And that's experience, that's education. Like somebody might not know how to handle all those situations without the investment into themselves.
That is so true. Oh my gosh, Nicole, this has been absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
I love Dreamscape Photography and video, just so you know.
We love you too. We love when we get a wedding. Yeah.
Awesome. So thank you again so much. This has been fantastic. I really appreciate you being here. And if you are listening today and you are interested in earning your certification in wedding planning, the Bridal Society is the very best decision you could ever make. The members of this organization feel more like family than colleagues. The Bridal Society provides a free lifetime membership once you complete your certification, which includes countless benefits. I mean, the benefits literally just keep adding up. Every week they're like, and here's a new members only membership benefit. I'm like, oh yes, check, thank you. Visit thebridalsociety.com for more information. And if you would like to receive an exclusive discount code, message me. Again, this is Candace Battle. I am the owner of the event company, and I thank you so much for joining me today. Join me next time and we'll be talking to another fantastic wedding professional. Stay tuned for Tea with T.E.C. Tea with T.E.C. Tea with T.E.C.